Now, we're all sometimes guilty of haphazardly filing away those important pieces of paper which we might need in future. But if you think you have a problem, check out Ghana. It's at risk of losing thousands upon thousands of vital historical documents, some of which are primary sources dating from independence and illustrate its colonial past. Now, because they've been kept in poor conditions, many national records are virtually crumbling away. But now, a doctorate student from the University of London is on a mission in Accra to digitize records which are crucial to telling the story of Ghana to future generations. Well, the BBC's Thomas Nadi has more.
This is the repository of Ghana's past. Historic records of colonialism, property ownership and urban development are kept here. Kukua Manful, a Ghanaian doctorate student at the University of London, sourced out a pile of fragile and dust-encrusted documents with her team.
The first stage of the project is to move the most critically endangered of these documents out of here. And these are the ones that are from the late 1890s through to the early 1920s. So we moved this to our project office, which is a while away from here, because this is a very toxic place to work. And we start scanning those ones, starting from the oldest to the less old ones.
The documents are mostly architectural drawings and building permits spanning several decades. Kukua Manfo was awarded a grant by the British Library Endangered Archives Program to create a digital library to preserve these records and make them easily accessible. This is one of the rooms where important historic documents are kept, but not in the best of conditions. This one, for instance, is a building permit which dates back to the 1920s. Some of them have become brittle and discolored. This is just the sad reality of the poor state of record keeping in this country. The documents are cleaned and then stored in acid-free folders and boxes for the first part of the digitization. They are then photographed with a color chart and photo scale to maintain their true image.
So at the end of this project, we will have a virtual library of all the drawings contained in this archive. And anyone from Ghana, well, anyone in the world can go to the website and just at the click of a button be able to see a drawing from 1894 that was done in Ghana.
A key motivation for Kukua and her team is to preserve these records for students of both architecture and history. Accra's architecture landscape has transformed rapidly over the years, and these records don't only portray that, but also the way of life during the colonial era. Dr. Kwabna Opokwajiman, senior lecturer at the University of Ghana, explains.
When you look at the buildings, you can tell that there was actually an apartheid that happened in Accra at a point where people of the Gold Coast or Ghanaians were not allowed to go to certain places in Accra because they didn't have a passbook. And the architecture helps to show that history. So once we lose that history, it's even difficult to talk about that kind of history with evidence.
So far, over 30,000 files have been digitized, dating from 1904 to 1947, completing the first phase of the project. The next phase will begin in December and will require additional funding to digitize all archives. The digital library looks set to be a game changer in preserving historic documents in this country accessible to all. Thomas Nadi, BBC News, Accra.